Good evening, everybody. This is Dr. Myra Tatum Salcedo with the University of Texas Permian Basin. And if you are receiving this video, it's because you are in my American Literature course. I had a lot of staff development going on in the last week or so, and I apologize for that. I did not see that coming. Usually in the summer, it's free time. You could teach summer classes and you do not have university work to do since we're not on year-round contracts. But things changed. Yeah, it's better now. It's better now. I'm with you. So I am done with everything in the way of staff development workshops and retreats. And I am really amazed at the work that people are doing with Walt Whitman. He is a bit of a character. He really broke the mold um, for America in writing in free verse, talking about the earth, nature, the body, men and women as being equal, being a nurse serving the wounded in the Civil War. And yeah, he was not greatly accepted in his time. He was considered bawdy, Bawdy, just like the body Baird, which Bard, which was Shakespeare, for sexualizing things, talking about earth, nature, and bringing things down sometimes to the lowest levels, to the upper level of spirituality, but also advancing into spirituality, especially being one of a nature, which Whitman was. And he respected women, uh, not really acceptable for the time. So you are now reading Emily Dickinson. Do not think because she writes such tiny short poems that they are not profound. They are profound, and they are great glimpses into a visionary person's mind. Okay, she always lived at home with her family. She did not get married. She did not want to get married because back then, when you got married, you became property of the husband. You had 8 to 10 kids. I can't even remember how many kids Kate Chopin had. She wrote The Awakening. It was at least 6 to 8, and managed, when her husband died, to write enough to make money to feed her family. And it was unheard of at the time. So, going back to Emily Dickinson, her poems may be short, but they require a lot of critical thinking and analysis. Because I could not stop for death, death kindly stopped for me. First time I read that, I was like, since when is death kind? How nice is it that you did not want to die, but death was waiting for you anyways? Yeah, you have to think about what she writes. Hope is a thing with feathers. So, hope is a bird. Hope is something that floats or flies in the sky and has freedom. Is that what hope is? Or does she mean something else entirely? The thing about poetry is you can bring a new perspective to it. And unless you really go out there, I'm not going to say this is a little off base because what you bring, your experiences that you bring to poetry is what matters. Your perception matters. So don't go to random websites. Do not go to SparkNotes, Ask Jeeves, Poetry Foundation, History and Entertainment Channel, Wikipedia, none of those. It's your thoughts. It's your thoughts. And your thoughts will be unique. And if they're unique enough, you can even publish a paper on them. I work on helping students publish papers. I also write scholarship letters and recommendation letters for jobs and entrances to graduate schools. So, yeah, I appreciate good connections and good writing. So, coming up is Daisy Miller. It's a short novel, as is um, Daisy Miller by Henry James, as is the short novel The Awakening by Kate Chopin. And then Edith Wharton has a short story called Roman Fever. Roman fever, people didn't know why people would walk around Rome at night and get a fever and die. It was mosquitoes and malaria. So that's what Roman fever was. So you will need to read those three things. What you need to look for are mannerisms and societal constructs and how society oppressed people, especially women. Men were oppressed also. They had to be providers, they had to have strength, they had to provide for a household. Women, well, she had to take care of the household, have a lot of kids, and have dinner ready on the table, and have a neat house. Could not write, could not have a job, could not own property. If her husband died, she would be penniless out on the streets practically. Uh, Property did not transcend to women when a man died. He would go to the next man, male of kin. So it was a hard time to live. If you were a woman, you wanted to be a writer, you wanted another vocation, astronomer, anything. The doors were shut. They were closed to you. You were to stay home, make the home a happy place, make your kids happy, and that is all you were supposed to want in your life. If you wanted more, you started to become an outcast. Okay, so that happens in Daisy Miller and The Awakening. You should take sticky notes and write down things when you're reading that shows the moments women are treated as property and not real people, and the moments men might be misconveyed. You could write a paper on the treatment of women in those three works, or you could write the treatment of men in Daisy Miller in The Awakening. The men really don't show up in Roman Fever, Edith Wharton's story, short story. And I added fiction uh, because there was a lot of poetry in this class, and I am not really a poet. I am a creative writer, narrative writer, storytelling, and I love fiction. And I will be putting things in the course coming up pretty soon, like maybe tonight and tomorrow. Uh, Flannery O'Connor's short stories, A Good Man is Hard to Find, is one of them. And students don't like to read this story because they're like, it didn't have a happy ending. Well, I am introducing dystopian literature into this course. Utopia is a perfect society, and there's really no such thing. So when a society tries to be perfect, it becomes dystopian, and that would be like the Hunger Games. Law I'm watching right now. People try to make a society fit into this box, and they have to sacrifice certain people. Doesn't work. So you will also read the short story, The Ones That Walk Away from Monoliths. And it doesn't have a happy ending either. So I may have to find a happy ending story for people that need that. But I think the stories that have resonated with me most in my life have come from authors that show you um, the side of human nature, which is not perfect. And it's becoming more so today. So I took out a really long novel in this course that I did not believe people would have time to read in 7 weeks. So you will be getting bits and pieces of things and one entire play required by the course to have uh, play in the 20th or 21st century. And I have picked Heroes and Saints. It's bilingual, and I'm hoping uh, students that can speak Spanish. I've had some from India that can do that. Sorry, I need a drink of water. It's not there. But I have had students from India that speak fluent Spanish, English, and other languages. They're multilingual. So I'm hoping students step up to the plate the first week that we read Heroes and Saints and translate anything that's in Spanish. And the second week on the discussion board, people can come back and write on different things like uh, immigrants that were sprayed uh, with pesticides. It's still going on today. I will send that newspaper story along. It's sad but true. Cesar Chavez, who rallied against the poisoning and the toxic work fields for immigrants and made his mark. There will be a lot of things you could talk about for that discussion board. Also, I will have Howl by Allen Ginsberg. He was the Beat Generation, which was, I believe, mostly 50s and 60s, primarily into the 60s. I was taught when I was playing drums with the Beat group, talking about poetry, and I have that photo to put in the course just for your convenience, to entertainment, to laugh at. Yeah, I'm dressed in my Sunday best and I'm playing with the Beat Generation because who knew why? I just resonated with them in the poetry and the drums. And it's pre hippie, before hippies. So there will be a lot of different things in this course, and I will be making more videos, tell you what's going on, and try to get the course finished today. I just heard a noise. I don't know what it was. Um, so this video is going a little bit long for YouTube, so I need to spool it up and make more videos. So I am hoping to give you a heads up on what's going forward. Discussion one board, I have four more to review, four more assignments, and I'm caught up with that. And then I will be adding videos for what's going forward, including what you need for your first paper. That will be a separate video because I'm going on 15 minutes and I want to get this video out and spooled up pretty quickly. So I will see you at the next video.